The Russian city of Volgograd had been baking for days by the time Japanese fans started arriving for their team's 2018 World Cup game against Poland on June 28. Just next to the stadium was the site that draws most first-time visitors to the city, the Mamayev Kurgan. This hill was fiercely fought over in the Battle of Stalingrad that raged from 1942 to 1943. On top is a colossal statue depicting a sword-wielding Russian motherland calling her sons to battle. "She is amazing," said Kei Matsuyama, a soccer fan from Tokyo who was wearing the bright yellow jersey of Japanese club Kasiwa Reysol. He had arrived in Moscow the previous day and taken an overnight train over 1,000 kilometers south. "Maybe she will bring us good luck and we can stay in Russia longer." Unlike their fans, the teams had fixed abodes during the World Cup Championship, selecting their base camps months ahead so they could stay and train between chartered plane trips to play their games. Japan was based in Kazan, over 800 kilometers east of Moscow, while South Korea chose St. Petersburg in the far northwest. Neither team played a game near their home camps. As the players flew around the world's biggest country, they may have seen the trains carrying their fans far below. Special overnight FIFA trains became a feature for fans and journalists, provided free of charge not by the World Soccer body but by Russia to enable visitors to move around, to a berth. Free didn't mean fast, as these trains gave way to scheduled services, meaning it took 17 hours to go from the capital to the southern city of Rostov-on-Don, some 960 kilometers away, where South Korea was taking on Mexico. Mexican fans dominated the train, taking over the restaurant car with tequila brought from home and local beer. The handful of South Korean fans who had tequila glasses thrust in their hands looked on, bemused. "This is what the World Cup is all about," said Kim Myung-won from Busan. "I was too young to remember the 2002 World Cup in South Korea well, so I don't know if this kind of thing happened then, but it's great to experience it here. The Mexicans and Russians are so friendly but don't think we can win." His words were sadly prophetic. For South Korean and Japanese fans, accustomed to high-speed trains at home and relatively short distances, such mammoth journeys were an eye-opener. "I could never imagine 17 hours on a train," said Kim, 23. Back home, in that amount of time you could travel from Seoul to Busan, the two biggest cities, located at opposite ends of the country, about 8 times. To the delight of Matsuyama and his compatriots, Japan did progress to the second round in Volgograd and then to Rostov for its clash with Belgium. The much-fancied Europeans won a thrilling game 3-2 in the final seconds. The Japanese team won plaudits globally for the way it played, but its fans won even greater admiration. Despite heartbreak and tears, the traveling supporters stayed behind after the final whistle to clean their part of the stadium. My Russian host in Rostov, former journalist Alex Spapovalov, whose family plied me with bowls of borscht and plates heaped with chicken and potato, said he had never seen anything like it. "I think anybody could believe it. It was amazing to see this happen. Japanese fans behave with such respect. We were sad to see them lose and sadder they had to go home, but Japan's legacy remained." Fans of other teams started to do the same, cleaning up after games, and there were even reports that fans at domestic Malaysian soccer matches were following suit. The Japanese team left Russia with its reputation, on and off field, enhanced, as did South Korea. After their first 2 defeats, the Taeguk Warriors amazed the world by beating defending champion Germany in Kazan and eliminating them from the first stage for the first time since 1938. It was a huge shock. Local fans cheered the Asian team out of the stadium, giving South Korean supporters something to celebrate at last. On the long train journey back to Moscow, there is a newfound appreciation among South Korean and Japanese fans about the vastness and hospitality of Russia. Perhaps more important for them, though, is the realization that the gap between their teams and the world's best is not quite as big as some had thought. John Dearden is an Asia-based writer who has covered Asian soccer for 20 years.